What you're about to see isn't just another internet clown getting mocked for being cringe. No, this is Alphaba, one of the most toxic and disturbing figures TikTok has ever produced. Her online history is a non-stop stream of lies, scams, and disgusting behavior that feels almost unreal. If you've never heard of her before, get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why she's earned a reputation as one of the worst creators on the platform.
You're right, I deserve all of it. All of it.
First, if you guys could please leave a comment down below saying hello, I'll reply to every single one of you. Yes, I really mean that. And it helps push these types of videos into the algorithm. Help showing the world who these people really are.
From faking multiple mental health disorders such as Tourette's and autism just to farm clout. To constantly stirring outrage with manipulative antics.
Don't let anyone tell you what to do.
Alphaba has proven there's no line she won't cross for attention. She tramples over boundaries, leaving behind a trail of damage that makes the internet an uglier place. That's why it's fair to say she isn't just part of what's wrong with TikTok, she is what's wrong with it. By 2025, public outrage against Alphaba Orion Doherty had reached a climax. Although once a popular TikTok personality, Alphaba had by now become a pariah on the platform. Frustrated viewers and fellow creators were openly calling her out, and petitions were circulating to have her banned for good. How that accountability is messy. Executives vanished, cut deals, or died in hiding. A petition directed at UK authorities claimed that people were fed up with Alphaba Orion Doherty and wanted her permanently removed from the platform. It argued that she had taken advantage of her followers by manipulating their emotions and, even more disturbingly, by encouraging harmful behaviors. The petition described an ongoing cycle of deception. Alphaba would get banned, sneak back with new accounts, and continue amassing gifts and money from unwitting fans on TikTok Live.
I am in luxury today. It's a hot tub. Everyone send me money.
To her critics, this had to stop.
Having absolute fucking dickheads that are being platformed, getting all these views. A lot of people who watch your watch this might know this reference of a woman that's, well, a trans woman that's called Alphaba Orion Doherty.
Well, yes, TikTok should not be a stage for someone who lies about illnesses for sympathy and profit. The campaign called for stricter enforcement to ensure safer and more supportive interactions online, free from exploitation.
A petition has been made to remove the green one from TikTok. Let's get into it. A few of you have tagged me in a video and sent it over to me on how a petition has been made to get Alphaba removed off of this app.
But out of all the lies Alphaba told, the one that really set people off was her pretending to have Tourette's syndrome. And that wasn't the only thing she faked. As we'll uncover later in this video, Tourette's is a serious neurological disorder characterized by involuntary tics and vocal outbursts.
Right there. What?
What?
Alphaba began portraying these symptoms on TikTok, presenting herself as someone struggling with the condition. On live streams, she would suddenly jerk, yelp, or swear, then apologize, as if embarrassed by her tics.
Alphaba faking tics.
Thank you, Queen. Lily!
For a while, people actually bought into it and felt bad for her. I mean, seeing this teenager supposedly dealing with Tourette's while still chasing her dream of singing.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
Usually belting out songs from Wicked kind of came off as inspiring.
Me after one drink thinking I'm the next Whitney Houston singing in front of my friends.
But here's the thing, it was all completely fake. She peppered her content with references to these conditions, seemingly to elicit both attention and leniency for her odd behavior. Behind the scenes, however, fellow TikTokers grew suspicious.
That every time she goes live, another lie is told.
Observers noticed inconsistencies in Alphaba's supposed tics. Sometimes she would tic heavily on camera, yet appear perfectly still and controlled when she thought she was off screen. Medical facts didn't line up either, because Tourette's typically begins in early childhood and evolves in a waxing and waning pattern over years, not appearing suddenly in one's late teens with fully formed complex tics overnight.
That's how I clear my throat. Do you know what? I should do that more often. It's kind of a slay.
And finally, the facade cracked. Internet sleuths and members of the Tourette's community exposed Alphaba's hoax, and they were not amused. According to a petition documenting her misconduct,
They keep saying like,
Read it out then, leave
Alright.
it, let it go.
alright. They're saying I fake
You can
my
then
tics.
progress, you can then be given space to move on.
No, but they're saying I'm faking my tics.
You're bringing this up right now yourself.
I know, but
Yeah, you are. Why you got to do that?
I'm not caught out.
which was caught out as a lie. Faced with mounting evidence and relentless backlash,
I can see why you think this, but I'm about to show you some more proof in a minute that this is not me doing Tourette's or... So this is a video that has been taken out of context. So if anyone remembers my live streams where I used to do like acting and skits and stuff, this was a thing.
Alphaba eventually admitted the truth. What followed was a wave of outrage that swept across TikTok as users flooded forums and comment sections with anger. The reaction was intense, and for good reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think what we have here is somebody that's just been absolutely caught for all of their lies in one moment. I mean, it's truly one of the worst excuses I've ever heard. She's saying sorry because of the stuff. What is she even saying here?
Faking Tourette's wasn't seen as just some harmless fib. It was viewed as a direct attack on those who genuinely live with the condition. Experts began weighing in to explain why this kind of fakery carried real consequences. The Tourette Association of America, for instance, warned that sensationalized or phony portrayals of the condition only serve to spread common misconceptions and stereotypes. When an influencer pretends to have Tourette's and plays it up for entertainment, audiences may walk away with a distorted view of the disorder, or worse, assume that everyone is faking it.
What is the one thing that you regret saying the most online?
The one thing I regret the most is, I think I regret about the Tourette's thing, 100%.
That not only undermines awareness, but actively hurts those living with Tourette's.
Speak about that fully, openly.
Yeah, 100%.
This is no judgment.
I fully do suffer with anxiety tics. I generally do so 1,000,000%, and I'm getting that seen too. And I always will be. I say that off live, on live, like even to any of my friends who have seen me. It's not a view thing, it's just a genuine thing. When I'm actually scared, I do tick.
Doctors echoed these concerns, pointing out that high-profile cases of fabricated illness erode public trust, making it harder for genuine patients to be taken seriously. In such an environment, misinformation flourishes, and skepticism toward all mental health content online only deepens. To be clear, experts noted that not every teen on TikTok displaying tics is another Alphaba. In fact, neurologists have documented a rise in young people, particularly teenage girls, developing Tourette's-like tics, which are thought to be linked to psychological factors or mass sociogenic illness influenced by social media. In many of those cases, the symptoms are unconscious.
TikToker with Tourette syndrome, and M has no problem talking about their Tourette's, showing their tics on camera.
Not calculated lies. Alphaba's Tourette's hoax became the flashpoint, but it was far from the only falsehood in her online life.
Never in my entire life been like that to anyone. I have called the police multiple times. I am sick of that label. The police are dealing with that, okay? Let them deal with that, please. I just can't believe that people would think that of me.
As scrutiny intensified, it quickly became clear that many pieces of her public persona were built on shaky or outright fabricated claims, and the backlash that followed was inevitable.
I have been accused of saying that I would be, that I was someone on said that, well, Dimitri, they're a trans man. They said that, I wanted pay to, they said I wanted paid to perform at Brianna's funeral. I'm here to tell you that's not true. I was never told at all to perform at Brianna's funeral.
Next to her fabricated Tourette's story, Alphaba also claimed to be autistic. Like the Tourette's claim,
autism. Can't even spell that right. Anxiety, obviously, and depression. PTSD, IBS, potential FASD, learning difficulties, IBS, anxiety, depression, autism. Thank you for the confetti. Social skills, social anxiety, health, all the anxiety you can think of. I have social, I have general, I have health, me worrying about my mum, if she dies or something. I'm fucked up. I don't want to wash, sometimes I don't want to wash. ...
The autism story lacked medical verification and was later challenged by viewers and community members.
You have some sort of neurodivergency, and it takes a person with a brain to see that. And people who are neurodivergent, they definitely, in real life people, we're not talking online because you see me through a screen. You don't know me in real life. You don't see everything. So people in real life who are neurodivergent, who I know who are diagnosed, they're the ones who absolutely understand that I'm definitely even neurodivergent of some sort.
Many felt she leaned into an autistic creator identity to gain sympathy and followers, and when autistic viewers pushed back, she retreated from that narrative.
Okay. What's the sentence of autism?
Okay, so autism is a developmental condition that affects how people interact with the world. It's a spectrum, which means it affects everyone differently. Some common things you might see are differences in social communication, like struggling with conversations or understanding non-verbal cues. The People with autism might also have intense interests or repetitive behaviors. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Beyond those two claims, she at times alleged other mental health diagnoses, none of which were supported by evidence beyond her own statements. Taken together, these repeated and unverified health claims formed a pattern, performative vulnerability used to drive engagement and leniency.
I lied about being diagnosed with autism, correct? And that's damaging. But I'm taking an effort into being diagnosed for it. I think it's fucking clear I'm autistic. Let's be real. And it's not that deep. Self-diagnosis is valid in my opinion. That's why I get a lot of hate from, these situations, but I get put into these situations by haters. I'm so sorry for lying in the past. I really am, deep down. I'm taking an effort into getting diagnosed for autism.
Now you might ask, how much worse could it get? Well, the inconsistencies didn't stop at health claims. Alphaba, born Orion Doherty, told followers she had legally changed her name to Alphaba and claimed she was transitioning as a transgender woman.
Changing my name. Has any trans people changed their name back to their old name? And obviously, is that detransitioning? I was always called a girl in school with Orion. And is Orion unisex? It sounds feminine. And I was told this, and apparently all the theatre people said it's such a nice name, like seriously. And I was like, because Alphaba is nice, but it's not me.
But it later came to light that no legal name change had taken place, and many observers said they saw no effort to transition despite years of public claims. And honestly, that's nothing compared to what came next. Things take an even darker turn when it comes to her finances.
Thank you for your help.
Alphaba was repeatedly accused of mishandling gifts and donations, with allegations that she kept items meant for charity and took money from fans under the guise of medical needs or transition-related expenses.
If you're in a financial situation where you can't afford to gift me, but you still support me, you can do this for free. You can double tap the screen. But if you can financially support me, do it! Let's get all the money!
Okay. Now, this kind of behavior is not just dishonest, but it's seriously disgusting, and it paints a very clear picture of how far she was willing to go to manipulate her audience. And unfortunately, her misdeeds didn't stop there, because her toxic tendencies spilled over into interactions with other creators. The most notable episode involved Jeffree Star.
So I sent £400 to Jeffree, and I didn't even, just a lot of money. Just wish I got a thank you. Honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't really know about the bad stuff he said when I was little, and I just watched him for makeup and stuff. I watched him for learning how to do makeup, his honest reviews, I like that and stuff, and
on June 14th, 2023, a clip of Jeffree Star went viral across social media, showing his property surrounded by police after an apparent swatting.
This, you stupid. You're literally playing games with my life and bothering my night. Me and my assistant are in my house, cozy and chillin', and someone did a fake police call. There's a police car, there's an ambulance saying shots fired. You guys, I'm not kidding, look.
Jeffree addressed the situation during a TikTok live session, suggesting that Alphaba might have been involved.
What? Someone watching this did a fake cop call on me saying that there was shots fired at my ranch.
He explained that the caller falsely reported gunshots and injuries at his property, prompting a significant police response. This incident followed a TikTok live session where Alphaba had managed to engage with Jeffree Star after several attempts to get his attention.
Okay, so hi guys, hello. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? What the hell is actually happening?
Baby, how do we battle?
Okay, I'm a bit starstruck, not gonna lie, because I did watch you as a kid, just gonna say.
That is iconic. Now, where are you from? What city?
I'm from the UK, in Devon. So it's like near like countryside, which is really cool.
Amazing.
But yeah. So if you want to battle, give me a follow back on TikTok, and then I'll request you when I go live, so then we can battle each other, because you'll come in my feed, and then. Okay, I'm excited. Let's battle. Oh my god. Okay, bye guys. Let's do it.
During the live stream, she initially expressed admiration for Jeffrey, but soon shifted the conversation to criticize some of his past comments.
Why did they want us to battle, baby? You sent the goons after me.
I did. Right, so I watched you when I was a kid, right? I watched you on YouTube. This is so weird.
And now I'm just doing my lip liner and we're just hanging out.
Which had previously stirred controversy within the LGBTQ+ community. Soon after, attention shifted from her clash with Jeffrey to a bizarre situation surrounding the Wicked premiere in London in late 2024. That's when the rumor began that she was banned from attending. The issue stemmed from her very public obsession with the musical and its cast, which had already raised alarm bells for fans and, reportedly, even the production team. Despite never being invited, she openly announced plans to show up at the premiere anyway, and repeatedly tried reaching out to both the production company and cast members.
I'm not going, no. I'm too far for it. I'm too far away. I'm excited for it though. Do I wish I was there? Of course I do. Of course I wish I was there.
Naturally, this made people worry she'd cause a disruption just to pull the spotlight onto herself. Things got so intense that petitions actually circulated online, with fans asking Universal Pictures and the Wicked team to keep her out of the event and ensure everyone else's safety and enjoyment. Now, circling back to the more damaging side of her behavior, Alphaba Orion Doherty may be one of the most high-profile examples, but she's hardly the only one. Her story actually exposes a much wider and troubling pattern. TikTok influencers fabricating mental illnesses or other conditions to draw attention and sympathy. Many of them act as if claiming a disorder automatically excuses anything they say or do, using it like a free pass to avoid accountability while still chasing clout. Over the past few years, TikTok and social media in general has seen waves of so-called fake disorder cringe to dissociative identity disorder or multiple personalities to rare neurological illnesses. Often, the pattern mirrors Alphaba's case, where the creator gains a surge of followers and sympathy until skeptical viewers start investigating and the truth comes out. One infamous example involved an American TikToker known by the handle @Ticks and Roses, whose real name is Emerald Rose. She built a huge following by depicting her life with Tourette's.
Oh god. Moving on. Send me to Canada. I'll get her a new one. Wow! 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 Eat the burrito. No. One for you.
Only to be exposed as a fraud in 2021. Members of the Tourette's community and Reddit users collaborated to compile evidence that her tics were exaggerated or fabricated.
Some for the stove. It's too hot. Add the drugs. Taco seasoning. Some for the counter. Oh god.
The fallout was explosive. Much like with Alphaba, genuine Tourette's patients were hurt and offended. One even said watching the fakery made them feel sick. The Tixan Roses scandal became a cautionary tale and partly explains why Alphaba's similar stunt drew immediate backlash. Experts have a term for the psychological phenomenon behind these deceptions. Munchausen by internet, also called digital factitious disorder. Coined by psychiatrist Dr. Mark Feldman, it describes people who fabricate illnesses online for psychological gain. They post false stories of personal illness or crisis on forums, social media, or video platforms, hoping to garner attention and sympathy, or to play the role of the brave patient. In traditional Munchausen syndrome, someone might fake illness in real life to receive care or pity.
We're talking today, though, about two very specific issues that come up in mental health: malingering and factitious disorder. These may or may not be terms you are familiar with in their current form, but you may be familiar with some other terms used to describe them. So let me talk a little bit about them, because there are some potentially interesting linkages between malingering, factitious disorder, and narcissism and narcissistic abuse.
Munchausen by internet is the cyber age version, where the stage is virtual. On TikTok, that stage can be massive: instant audience, instant feedback, and even instant money through views and gifts. Psychologists emphasize that these behaviors are intentional and conscious. A form of lying or malingering. Clout becomes the goal, and feigning illness is the twisted means to that end. TikTok's environment can actually incentivize such deception.
Alphaba breaks down on
I
stream.
want to be addressed as a girl, but people are not doing that. And also, people are now making fun of my weight, telling me I'm eating too much and stuff. So today I didn't feed myself at all. I didn't really eat. I binge eat. I have a problem with my eating.
The algorithm rewards extreme, emotionally charged content. Personal stories of struggle, including health battles, often go viral because of their human interest appeal. Influencers see this and realize that portraying themselves as sick or disabled can generate massive support. Alphaba reportedly made thousands of pounds through TikTok gifts during her run.
Oh my god, this is insane. I'm freaking out. I love you so much, guys. I cannot. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna freak out. Oh, was it 400k?
In many cases, it's likely a combination, a craving for attention and empathy that becomes addictive, reinforced by external rewards. It's also important to consider age and environment, because many of these incidents involve young creators who grew up with social media and see no stark boundary between real life and online life. When metrics like likes, views, and gifts become the measure of success, chasing them can push creators to extreme behavior. Can be one of the most dangerous extremes. I just want to say that the Alphaba situation is a textbook example of how far clout chasing can go when platforms reward shock value. At just 18, Alphaba was already building a web of lies. Tourette's, autism, mental health struggles.
To say you feel you're autistic is totally fine and got autistic traits, but to say it's been diagnosed, etc., and like autism's got talent and everything, kind of threw a lot of people off.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I really am.
She cycled through these labels, presenting herself as a victim. And for a while, it worked. But here's the ugly truth. Every fake tick, every exaggerated breakdown, every invented diagnosis didn't just pad her follower count. It cheapened the struggles of people who actually live with these conditions. For the Tourette's community especially, this wasn't just cringe content. It was offensive. it turns something deeply real and painful into a performance. And let's not pretend this is an isolated case. Social media has been flooded with fake disorder cringe for years. From Tourette's to dissociative identity disorder, creators have learned that playing sick can pay off, literally. The algorithm loves emotional content. Alphaba wasn't just a troubled young adult acting out, she was a symptom of a much bigger, uglier problem. Because in the end, her downfall wasn't just about lies being exposed. The damage she inflicted on the communities she claimed to belong to doesn't heal easily. They were exploited, duped, and left behind on a platform that still hasn't figured out how to stop rewarding this kind of behavior.
And although this was probably the biggest story a few years ago, there really is one now that should be a hell of a lot bigger than this. Someone that has a much bigger following than Tix and Rose's is so much more blatantly obvious that they're faking, as they literally use some of their DID alters and use them in cameos to make money for them, and they have more followers than Tix and Rose's. Click here to check that video out.